Okay, guys, again, good morning. Welcome to our East Coast Spartan Health and Wellness Call this Wednesday morning, January the 4th, 2017. And, guys, this morning we have a special guest on our call, and also it's phenomenal. Dr. Stephanie Reed is also going to head up the call this morning, and she has a guest with her. This young lady is awesome. She's a leader. Not only that, she's really in the community making a difference and doing the types of things that's really going to impact our community and teaching other people how to do the same thing. So without further ado, Dr. Reed, I'm going to turn the call over to you. The call is yours. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, and Happy New Year, everybody. It's exciting. It's 2017. I'm so glad 2016 is over because we get a chance to start over, proverbially, I guess. So we have on the call one of our own reps. Her name is Carla Wynn. Carla, are you on the call with us?
I'm muted, and everything is fine. Go ahead.
All right. So this call is really exciting. A few days ago, Carla called me, and she said, hey, I have a testimonial. And I said, what is it? And she says, guess what? My eyes are better. And I was like, are you serious? That's exciting. And so we decided to do this call on eyesight. But before we get into the call, I just wanted to give a little bit of anatomy about the eye and what it does so we can briefly kind of bring it in to understand how the 90 for Life protocol can help people with eye issues. So let's first establish what the eye is. Did you know that the eye is connected to the brain? Most people separate that, and that's a really definitive distinction that we need to make. Now, every part of the body needs 90 essential nutrients, including the eye, but the eye is actually part of the brain, which is really cool. So we have several parts of the eye. We have the rods and the cones and the retina, and that's responsible for low light and highlight reception. We have the cornea. The cornea is how light comes in, and we have the optic nerve, which governs the movement of the eye. But you have people that have macular degeneration, glaucoma, and even cataracts. And those diseases can be addressed through nutrition. Why? Because the problem usually is, according to Dr. Wallach, a vitamin A deficiency. And a vitamin A deficiency is caused by a gluten intolerance, and we all know that a gluten intolerance creates inflammation and malabsorption, and so that's the issue. So without further ado, we're going to bring Carla on so we can just get an understanding of how she was able to discover that she was able to get her eyesight improved. So Carla, tell us how you first heard about the...
I first heard about longevity. I first heard about longevity. Dr. Reed and I attended one of many of the, Motivate workshops together, and we met each other in September at a Motivate workshop. And we connected, we exchanged greetings, and we just had this connection, and we just both happened to be involved in sororities that share the same colors, share one of the same colors. And we had lunch, and we started talking about a variety of things. And she noticed that I was part of another network marketing group, and we talked about some of the results with that. And during the course of our conversation, I had revealed to her that I was challenged with lymphedema. And so she started to tell me a little bit about some of the challenges with lymphedema and what it means in terms of vitamin and mineral deficiencies. And she intrigued me during the course of our conversation. And then after that, she introduced me, to longevity and what the longevity program is about. And I was like, wow, this sounds really, really great. And I'm getting a lot from the network marketing group in terms of the nutritional values there, but this sounded more complete to me. So I said, well, give me a couple of weeks and let me, and we were going to see each other at another of the workshops from the Motivate series. So I said, well, I think I should be ready by, let me do the math, and I think I should be ready by September 30th. And so that's what I did. I did the math and everything like that, and made the decision that on September 30th I was going to become part of longevity.
What made you say yes to the longevity program? You did mention you were part of another networking opportunity that was actually doing health stuff. But what made you say yes to longevity, even though you were doing something else?
What made me say yes to longevity was the fact that the nutritional content, I wouldn't need to use as many pills because when she was explaining to me about the vitamin and mineral supplements, this in more of a powder form is more easily absorbable into the body than taking a lot of different types of pills. Does that make sense?
How long have you?
Hold on, Dr. Reed. Someone got background noise. Just mute your phone out. *6 or mute your phone. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Dr. Reed.
Thanks,
yes,
Carla, for that. Longevity is a complete system, and so there is no need to take a whole bunch of pills. There are some secret sauces that we would add to the basic protocol, but for the most part, you're correct. We can get a complete system with minimal effort. How long have you been on the products?
I ordered the products on September 30th, and I received them around the middle of October, which was I was really excited, and I was wanting to, over the Columbus Day weekend, begin the liver cleanse protocol, but it didn't come in time. So actually, and I was traveling the following week. So actually, I kind of started the program backwards, and then I was on the road, so I took the pollen burst, and because I knew I was going to be on the road, and then when I came back, it just kept being strange in terms of the time. So I actually started the Body 2.0 first, and then in December, right at Christmas time, is when I actually started the liver cleanse. So I started the liver cleanse on the 3rd of December, and I just finished 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Okay, so you've been on the products for about a month and a half consistently, would you say?
No, let's say 2.5 months maybe.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But you did admit that it was inconsistent, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The way that I started, it was inconsistent. Yes.
That's fair. Starting a nutritional program requires us creating a habit, and when we create a habit, then that's when we really get a chance to see what the potential could be. But it's okay because our bodies are so depleted that sometimes just putting something in jumpstarts the body's healing potential. And so let's get into what your excitement is about in terms of what Youngevity was able to do for you. Why are you so excited?
Okay, so, different people have started noticing, and people have always said to me that I have really pretty skin. So that's not even news to me. And then different people said to me, oh, I see that you're losing weight. And my husband said, I noticed that you're losing weight. But what really excited me was when I went to the eye doctor on Saturday, because I had my annual eye exam on December the 31st, which also happens to be my mother's birthday and the last day of the year, because that way I'll never forget when my eye appointment is. So I went in for my eye appointment, and the optometrist or ophthalmologist, she tested me for different things, and she said, okay, one or two, and things were really clear. And she said, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, well, your vision has improved. And I'm like, meaning? She said, well, the prescription that you have right now is too strong for you. And I said, okay, great. I'll just go back to the prescription. This was my 2015 prescription. I said, oh, great. I'll just go back to my 2014 prescription. She said, no, Carla, I have your chart right here, and your 2014 prescription is even too strong for you. So, and I was like, wow. I don't get to get my new glasses until January the 10th, but based on my eye exam, it seems that an unintended consequence of me utilizing the products is that apparently my eyesight is improved exponentially, and that's not even something that I was focused on. So that's really what got me excited.
That's so amazing, because what that tells us is your entire body needs 90 essential nutrients, not just your eyes. So when we talk about the 90 for Life protocol and how it can affect eyesight, let's go back a little bit further, and I'll give a little bit more backdrop of how eyesight gets impaired. So what was your diagnosis for eyesight? Did you have astigmatism, or what was your diagnosis for your eyes?
I am nearsighted.
Okay.
So I'm wearing progressive bifocals. So I need one prescription for distance, and I work on a computer often, or most of the day. So I need another prescription for the computer, and then I need another prescription for reading, even though most of the time I will take off my glasses to read a book.
Okay. And that's a very common eyesight issue. I actually have that same issue, so nobody knows that my glasses are trifocal lenses, but I can't even wear them anymore myself because they seem like they're somebody else's glasses, so it's time for me to go get my eyes checked as well. But I'm going to give a little bit of information about the common eye problems and what could potentially cause them. So, for instance, if a person is suffering with cataracts, that means that they have free radical damage to the proteins in the lens of the eye. And it can be reversible if you catch it early, according to Dr. Wallach. If it goes a little further, you can stop it, but if it goes too far, the only recourse would be surgery. But once you get surgery, putting yourself in the 90 essential nutrient protocol would be something to maintain the eyesight after surgery was taken. Glaucoma, it has to do with blockage of the arteries in the eyes. And that blockage creates a lot of pressure, and over time, that pressure displaces parts of the eye, causing the eyes to not function properly. And lastly, macular degeneration is an accumulation of pigment, same kind of pigment that's like in our skin, where we get age spots, and that's free radical damage again. So, Carla, when you and I met, we met over lunch, and we briefly talked about gluten intolerance and fried foods and all of those things. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember that one of the things that you said was, I'm going to have to slow walk the diet changes because I'm so used to doing X, Y, and Z. And I would say to you, you really, really, really want to make an effort to stay away from those bad foods, fried foods, gluten foods, and all those things. You remember those conversations?
I do remember that conversation, and yes. I do remember that conversation. Mm-hmm.
Good.
And I think the biggest challenge that I still struggle with is the olive oil.
Well, that struggle is something that you really probably want to fix because that olive oil creates trans fatty acids, and trans fatty acids is what causes the inflammatory response in the body. But just by you pulling back on it has made an impact on your health, which is a good thing, because now that you've backed away from the gluten, your body's able now to deal with better absorption. I don't know, I can't say for sure how much absorption, but you got enough for your eyes to be improved, and that's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
That is phenomenal. So, again, gluten has the severe ability to create such damage in the gut, reducing the ability for us to maintain or absorb the nutrients, and that will cause not only a heart problem, a kidney problem, a lung problem, but it will cause an eye problem. And remember, if it's causing an eye problem, it's causing a brain problem because the eye is a part of the brain. So what do we do with eye health? We guard it with our lives like we should guard the rest of our bodies, right?
Yes.
Because life is not too cool when you can't see. It really isn't. So I really, really appreciate you giving us this information. And so what are the other benefits that you've seen the taking a longevity protocol? Now that you have people in your circle of reference seeing the changes that you're experiencing, are they asking you questions about what you're doing?
Oh, yeah, definitely. In fact, my husband, he says he's telling me that he likes the changes. And I'm like, okay, so he said, what would you, I said, do you want to get off of diabetes medicine? He said, yes. I was like, I can help you get off diabetes medicine. Would you be interested? So while I was doing my liver cleanse, I was sharing some of my product with him, and I still share some of my product with him. And he's liking the difference in terms of when he, he's noticed a difference of when he uses the restroom and moving away from getting off of, metformin, the difference there. So he's noticing that that's definitely a change, a shift, and some other things too. But that's the biggest thing that he has been pleased with is that he's able to slow that process down, and he's definitely noticed the difference when he uses the restroom in his urine, particularly.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And I can imagine that now that you have success and you see that your husband is seeing some positive benefits, how easy is it for you to share the longevity message with other people? Is it easier now that you have your own results?
Yeah, and in fact, I have one of the people who's on the line was my guest, Portia, and you and I have talked with Portia, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make that happen on the economic front. And then I have another young lady who was also part of the network marketing program that I was part of, who's in the process of making a decision. She's interested in at least becoming a loyal customer with us for longevity. So Friday we're supposed to be doing some things with regard to that.
Good. And the reason why I bring these, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And, the other people I've basically shared the videos with and, doing it that way as well.
Okay. So you find that your own testimony is powerful and sharing the videos is powerful. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And so the reason why this is all such a good opportunity for us to be on these calls is because we get to see up close and personal the benefit of longevity for people that we can reach out and touch. It's not somebody in a far-off country or somebody that we can't really directly communicate. These are people that we can go back and say, hey, did that really work for you? And what else happened? We can really impact our community by bringing in more and more opportunities for people to share their stories. And that's what these calls are for. It's an opportunity for people to share their stories so we can feel connected to the reality of what we're dealing with. We always hear about the reality of the illness, but it seems like the solution or the relief of the suffering is not as readily available. So here we are, bringing this message to the masses, giving every opportunity for people to see and hear exactly what's happening for everyday normal people on the longevity program. And so without further ado, I'd like to turn the call back over to Dr. Richardson. But before I do, I'd like to give a big shout out to Carla. Carla, thank you for taking time out for your morning. I understand that you're at work, and so we really appreciate you taking your time to be with us, and I'm so grateful that you are on my team. So, Dr. Richardson, thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Reeves. Thank you, Carla. That was fantastic, guys. I was moved, touched, and inspired by what I heard this morning, and I hope others on the line feel the same way. Guys, there's so much that we can do for our communities. We have to just get out of our own way, and don't be afraid to share the message. The message is that powerful.